Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest and binary world magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. There we go. It's that red wet guy. Morning, possum. It's me. You found me. I've got to move some little stuff real quick, and then we're gonna get back to the old grief. Oh boy. It's shocking, I know, but I really, upon looking more and more and more at the hammer that I was making, I was like, man, that just doesn't look right. I can do better than that. So that's pretty much what I've been doing this morning. I'm gonna move these parts so they don't get lost, as they are one to do. Didn't it? All right, same thing with this cross. I'm just gonna scooch the rest of this stuff on over. Actually, I might want that one. That looks like so. Actually, no, I'm not doing the trigger anymore because I put the punch pin in. So, I'm not going to make it exactly like drawing because I really like the idea of having the punch pin as the trigger to actually open up the fuel tanks. And then I also added some exhaust vents, or like just vents on the side. So whenever it is activated, the hammer dispels the negative energy that would be coming out, that would cause the hammer to push its head up. So instead, it goes out both sides. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. That would probably be easier. So, yep. Initially, I was trying to figure out how to make the handle that you pull to get the fuel to go up there to work. But I realized that if it was actually kind of already fed up through there and it was released when the push pin pretty much pops in, it would need these little thrusters to keep it from being lifted off. So that's what I'm talking about. Grief is over there. I am gonna preface today by just saying I am sleepy, very sleepy. So sleepy I don't have time to figure out what's going on in here. What are you doing? Stop it. Crazy, just crazy. I came downstairs and kicked over one of my organizers. And hoo boy, the amount of little bits that flew out of it all over the floor this morning, it was not the most exciting. It was actually really not fun. I was like, man, that sucks. I'll deal with that later, I guess. So I picked them up, put them in a pile. Kind of like what you're seeing here. That way I know that's the floor pile, this is the desk pile. So, with grief, I got to do something about these feet because I've been thinking about them for a hot minute, and they are not right. So I'm going to do that this morning first and foremost. I do like the feet themselves, and I think they will still work. Maybe not. They might be too small. They might be too small, but honestly, no. Yeah, no. Okay, so pretty much his legs. If you mail in your address, we'll send you your pajama varsity jacket and your club membership card. Oh man, I would like that. The sleepy club. Join the club, the sleepy club. So we're gonna need to break that leg. There we go. Grief. There we go. Yep, that was the sound. The sound of legs being broken. Right here, that's a kneecap. So it needs to go out like that. Yeah. Okay. Eli, you got too much shit on your desk to work on grief right now. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Get out of here. I need to clean this thing up. Man, it is crazy how fast my desk becomes a hellhole to work in. Good organization is definitely helpful. One day I'll have some. Maybe, if I believe enough. There are so many little just shavings, aka dirt from the floor, trash from the bin. Alrighty. Man, I gotta say, I love hearing these little bells jingle. Very fun. Very fun. It's just good, clean fun for the whole family. Right there? I'm thinking right there. Yeah, I did not get as much done on the communicant as I wanted to on the stream last night. This morning, I kind of pretty much, I didn't undo it all, but I've definitely fixed what needed to be fixed. That is a little bit. There we go. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. So where exactly do I mail in my qualifications or application to the Sleepy Club? It's just the White House address. Just sleepy. Here's a fun thing. Hello, DC. Hello, welcome. I have to go to LA tomorrow and hang out with people, and I don't wanna. I get that, but is it gonna be fun hanging out with the people? It might be. You might have a fun time. That's a positive way to look at it. If you have to go. Let's see. A little spritz. Man, that didn't do shit. There we go. Come on. Activate. Form of cured broken grief legs. Alrighty. So those are where the knees would be. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. That's good. Does that look better? Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's the grief we all know and love. There you go. That's the thing about Zip Kicker. See, there you go. You're gonna have a fun time. Probably gonna be fun. Wink. Yeah. That looks better. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Now that I got that taken care of, I'm thinking the next thing to do is probably going to be muscle on the face. So I'm going to pull up a reference real quick for musculature on faces. Because that's going to be covered. That's going to be covered. Oh no, I got to do the rest of the ribs. Hey. Time for some Barbie hair. Everybody loves Barbie hair. We put it everywhere. Sometimes. Not all the time. Put a pin in it. A lot of pins. A whole lot of pins on my desk. From my hammer failings of yesterday shall come the new pinned legs of today. Let's go ahead and do a temperature test. Let's see. Pleasant. Good. Good. Alrighty, hair. My old nemesis. Grief, 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 grief. Grief. Oh yeah, I was gonna go from there to there. I remember now. But I want to mirror that on the other side first and foremost. The bells. They're so silly. Alrighty. It's everyone's favorite time. Putting a bunch of super glue all over my fingers. Not enough, apparently. Okay. That's good. We'll go right there. Alrighty. Hopefully everyone is having a good morning. I'm really sleepy. It's too early. Gotta kick up the energy. The only way to do that is to just put a whole bunch of muscle on grief, as we all know. It's the only thing that works. Get in there. Yeah. What you going to LA for, Possum? Mordheim and Flameskin. Yeah, why are you crying about that, Possum? You're gonna have so much fun. Get to see the twins. It is hard when you're sleepy to be like, I'm excited. But when you get there, you'll be like, this is good. I'm not really that sleepy anymore. Well, that's not always true. Maybe you'll be like, man, I'm really sleepy still. Kind of like me. And that's how you just get a couple different pictures of you sleeping on benches at Adepticon, because that's what I did day one. I got there and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm just always sleeping. I do like that that's the first interaction a lot of people have with me. It's either A, finding me asleep on a bench in a convention center, or B, I knock on your Airbnb and you let me in and I just go and sleep in a bed and you don't see me for hours. That's pretty fun. It's a good theme. That's what I like to bring to the party. I'm gonna take a nap. Dude, that party was crazy. Eli showed up, fucking took a nap. It was sick. Yeah, that's good, that's good. And then we're gonna go the opposite direction. That's the sound of muscles. Oh no! I pulled a whole bunch of hair out. Come on, hair. What you doing? Let's see, do I have any fun things to tell you? I've got a couple different fun things I could show. I'll do that in a little bit though. Pretty much sometime today, I think the last parts of what I need for Fall of Rothenburg will be done. So then I'm going to start painting, and then next week we will actually start playing through it. It's going to be very fun. I'm excited. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's good. Gonna go around the sternum area. I don't think it's actually a sternum. Who knows what? I don't know what Grief's quote-unquote bones are made out of. I guess technically emotion. He's got emotional bones. That boy emotional down to his bones. Come on. Okay. Now you're just being difficult on purpose. Get in there. Right there. Yeah, no, you're gonna have a great time, Possum. Don't be upset that you get to go. Flames, that sounds very fun. And more time, that sounds very fun. I'm jealous. The prospect of playing a handful of random meaningless skirmishes after having to travel 2 hours just isn't that exciting for me right now, because I'm sleepy. Oh, well, okay. Well, when you put it like that, I do get what you're saying. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work and effort, and that is very similar to the kind of situation that I was in with like my previous local gaming group. But it was only like an hour drive, and double the time. I get it. You're not being difficult. I take back what I said. If it's not something that you're like excited to go do, I think that can actually be damaging. At least I know personally. For me, that is. The more I force myself to do something that I'm just really not feeling, the more it's just like, I think I'm kind of starting to kill the thing that I do love. And that is something that you don't want. Especially if like, you know, all of this is like your outlet. Which for most of us it is, of some kind. Whether it's just like, you know, a way to relax, a way to just chill and have fun. And that's very important. It's important to have something like that. Hobbies are very important. Interests are important. Right there. Get in there, Grief. Come on. I'm excited, but I'm also not. I just wish we were doing something more exciting. Yeah, and I get that. I would definitely recommend trying to talk to them about the stuff that you've been wanting to play, and kind of seeing where they stand on all that. The dialogue is key. And also, I think, I don't know, I'm not being like, oh, you've been armed with knowledge. But I will say that I wish I had known the advice that I gave yesterday before, because I definitely did not have any ability to explain the difference previously of what narrative gaming is and how to really get into that. But something fell off of my lap and landed on the floor. I don't know what it was. I don't see it. Could have been anything. Why am I so sleepy today? It's not fair. Right there. It's not fair. Just stayed up all night thinking about Trench Crusade hammers. That might be it. That's not entirely true. Not entirely false. More trash for the floor. Yeah, whatever it was, it belongs to the floor now. Which I cannot stress enough. The Vice, I don't know a better, like, this is my favorite tool. A better way to express that than like, yep, I now no longer can blame bits flying off that I've spent hours working on like my pliers. It's like, yeah, that's on me. I have something I could put them in. So if that happens, I was asking for it. There's the hair. Alrighty. Yeah. Just like that. Just like so. More trash for the trash floor. Chow for the chow bear. Kibble for the kibble throne. Sometimes I say that when I fill up Theo's bowl. He never laughs. He's just like, Dad, I don't joke about food, you know this. Also, he's very adamant that I have not fed him in so long. It's just like it's been years. Every time. Just like, dude, there's still food in the bowl. You just don't want to eat it because you are a little fluffy creature of habit. Aren't we all? That's good. I like that little cat in the box. He does. He's great. He's so good. I'm going to put something underneath of this to lift it up. Man, I sure do wish I had the other vise that I have ordered that is like good at holding things at a crazy angle, no matter how much they weigh. Because this is kind of difficult. Hey, maybe peanuts? We might actually accidentally summon Theodore if we use peanuts. But let's do it. They've got a lot of heft. They got a lot of heft and the right amount of height. Hey, peanuts. Peanuts to the rescue. Can't have the screen in there or it'll all go crazy. I've seen it before. First in mice and then in men. Or rats and then in men. First in sharks and then in men. Eyes roll back, the pupils go black, and it's all the screaming and the thrashing. Little Jaws for you there. Or Always Sunny. It's a little hybrid. It's a little mix. I don't remember which part is in Jaws and which part is what Charlie says about rats. And they say, are you doing Jaws right now? We don't have time for that. Yeah, right there. Oh boy, grief, grief, grief. Wham. Make sure you guys can see as well. Okay. Actually, hey, I got an idea. Instead of just doing this over and over and over, why don't I take a bunch of strands? That'll be quicker. I'm sleepy. They have a few event tables like the Monster Mash table where it's only single. That sounds rad. Dude, I love games where you have very few models, and if it's just one, that's even like I'm down for that. That's part of why I loved Adeptus Titanicus so much. I love having just like a couple models that have a whole lot of stuff going on about them. That, and there's just a part of me that's just like really is all about full power to locomotives. Bring those shields back on. I'm all about that life. We're going to snip off that. Snip. We're going to glue it right here. Glue. Beep-a-doop, boop, bop. That's what I say. Say it all the time. Come on. Oh boy. Aha. I got an idea. That's why Classic Battletech rocks. It's 4 models. That is rad. I still need to play Battletech. Get off of there, Barbie here. Come on. We got time to make up for. Ain't nobody got time for that. Crazy shenanigans. Crazy grief hair shenanigans. Yeah, I really want to play some Battletech. I need to. Got a bunch of stuff for it now. Again, it's just like, got so many things I need to work on. I have to like not let myself do the thing. I can't just always chase my bliss, because then I don't get anything done. And that's what we want, is to get stuff done. Right, Grief? But a lot of Grief jokes just don't even make sense. They're not even jokes. They're just statements. Alrighty. There we go. No. Alright. Do the thing. I don't want to do this, Grief. You're making me. Little zip kicker. Ha! Little zip kicker will fix even the most finicky of things sometimes. Hee hee hee. Just a little kick of the old zip, as they say. It's a common saying. That's going to drive me crazy the more and more I look at it, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off too long here. There we go. Alrighty. Snip. More hair. I mean, I feel like I could get a lance painted in a day. See, and that's where I'm like, maybe I could just dabble. And it's just like, that is so not safe thinking from my part, because it's just like, that's how you end up making a whole bunch of stuff for a bunch of different games, and then you're like, okay, in a month or two I'll work on that again. I know how I am. I can't have any more, which is why I have not already started on Necropolis. That is the, but Battletech has just such a lower requirement. That's, you know, like, you get to play it on paper. I don't need to be talked into it, but I'm kind of being talked into it. I do love a Mad Cat. I see it over there. I'm just like, I see you. I see you. It made it feel seen. I'm a Mad Cat. Yes. Just a little airbrushing and you're 90% done. Yeah, I mean, really. Prime it, airbrush it, bada bing, bada boom. What am I even doing with this hair in here? This is silly. That is barely any hair. Yeah, goof. I don't know why. Oh, man. Hey, good morning again, Mr. Morning Possum. Just grab a Camo Specs color scheme and slap it on there. Good morning, Sam. Oh, man. Is it fused to the wood? So where this thing walks, it gives birth to new demons of the child inverted. This is where they come from. Grief is what, like, births all of the demons except for the child, because the child is the other half. It's kind of like a key and a gate kind of situation. But as far as a god, that's why it can't really manifest, is because it is two parts. One part is the exiled prince, Grief. The other part is the child inverted, Whoo-hoo. That was almost a little dangerous. Grief almost took a tumble. After airbrushing, it's just... Ooh, nice. After airbrushing, it's just picking out metallics and doing a little cockpit jewelry. Yeah, that's... Man, that is... it's a pretty easy sell. And I do really want to play Battletech. I do really like Battletech. I like big old robots. Big old mechs, as they say. As they will. So I watched a trailer for Super Robot Wars, I guess the new one, or whichever one is coming to PlayStation. And there were so many like big mechs that I've never seen that I was like, what is even that? But it looked good. I also saw that there was some Wing Zero in there. And I was like, oh, Hero. Hero is one of the most over-the-top characters in that entire franchise. And that says a lot. It's really wild, like watching any of the older Gundams and then going back and watching Gundam Wing, and you're just like, man, this stuff was off the rails. The story is very hard to follow. Man, come on. What's going on here? All that just came right off. What the heck? Cockpit jeweling. Yes, I did see that, and I was like, well, it does have the best girl, so that's definitely a pro. I love Ariel and Soletta. They're great. She can fight, she can fly, and she can dance. She's Ariel. Yeah, if you have not watched The Witch from Mercury, it's absolutely worth watching. Very good. I enjoyed it a lot. It also has the best high five in any Gundam. And by a high five, I don't mean like humans, like a Gundam giving someone a high five. And if you don't watch out, you might skip it because it's like a post-credits scene. It's gnarly as fuck. It's like one of the most brutal scenes in any Gundam I've ever seen. It's like, that guy turned into a paste. Huh. Well, fuck around, find out, I guess. Don't go after Soletta's woman. That's all I'm saying. Time for a sip of coffee. Now I gotta go look. Did I? So, I'm pretty sure it's not out yet. But no. So I have Barbados. I've got Calibarn in there. I don't think I have Ariel out, and I don't remember if I built the SD Ariel. But it has to be like one of my absolute favorites to be like, all right, I'll get the one that's silly. I'm unfortunately 2 games behind. Oh, well. You'll have no idea about the story then that I don't know about either. I was trying to piece together the story. I was like, I think there's robots and they fight each other. And I don't know anything else other than that. Other than there's a cataclysm coming, because it said that really big. And Kelly and I were both just like, what's this game about other than robots fighting each other? I'm sure there is more. But based on the trailer that I saw, I don't know. I'm just like, well, I love giant robots. So there's that. Sometimes that's all I need. I can't stress that enough. As long as like the gameplay is fun and it's got big robots, I can be in. It just depends. Armored Core. No, Armored Core's not like that. It's very weird to think about the first FromSoft game, which is like indisputably my favorite game company. Then I cannot stress enough. If you're like, man, hey, how do you know that a game company has your core values? Because they only offer one difficulty. If you don't know where story is, you won't get it. And it's just like that. I don't know. It utterly, those games changed how I view storytelling and made me a lot happier with the stories that I tell, because it made it to where I could accept making something that's, they take bits from all the series and weave it into an overarching narrative, but you essentially get some semblance of the individual anime stories. Okay, so it's kind of like SD Battle Alliance, except that's just Gundam, which, hot damn, I gotta say, it is really hard to play any game that the only dialogue, that the actual like language that they're speaking is Japanese, and you have to like read subtitles. Everything. I love subtitles. I have no problem with that. Some of my absolute favorite films, period, are foreign. And typically, if someone's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like to read my movies," I'm like, "Okay, well that, don't dismiss one of the greatest works of film or art in that because you don't like to fucking read while watching." The argument for that, for people that, and that's the thing. My argument is not the argument that I've ever heard. Well, I guess it is. Everyone's different. Maybe it is the same. So my argument, I'm gonna have to get some blue tack to stick this base down, but I'll keep talking. That this is gross and dirty. I don't know if this will work. This is gross and dirty. I don't know if it'll work. Not the joke, the blue tack. I want to specify that. Also, while I'm up, I'm gonna look and see. Do I have aerial over here? No. I think I already put that together. If I didn't, then I at least thought about it. And it's a fake memory, kind of like jumping the Shark Tank. Piss! Oh no. Man, here's a kit that I really want to build. I don't know if I've shown this, but I'm going to show it right now because I have not looked at this in a hot minute, but fuck, I want to build this. So, what was I talking about? Oh, games and subtitles and things along that nature. So, I'll put this down here real quick because there's no room on my desk. I would say if you want to get into the SRW, though, you should start with the first of the global area games, which is 5. Okay. No, hell yeah. It's not a complaint. I can't stress that enough. I don't have the language set to appreciate the game fully in itself. That's not gonna fucking stick, but it won't come off as easily when I just touch it. So my other device is gonna be here sometime soon, but not sure when. But until that day comes, you guys get to enjoy the peanut jar trick. Also, can't stress enough, I really like having the right tools for the job, but sometimes they don't exist yet, or you just don't have them. So knowing how to work with what you got is a very key part of scratch building and making stuff in general. Not 5, V. Oh, sorry. Which is V. Man. You know what's funny? Hitler tried to get rid of the letter V and the word 5. And that's a very funny concept to me. Like, to think that that could even happen, that you could get rid of a word, is very, very, very silly to me. Anywho, oh yeah, what I was saying is language. I am fine playing games where people are speaking other languages when I have time to read, but the amount of things in the Gundam SD games, that's crazy. Why? 5 is the best number. Oh, because he hated Winston Churchill. And Winston Churchill had a very specific stance that he would do while making addresses, and it's very much V for victory, and that pissed Hitler off as much as you would assume that it did, which is, I'm pretty sure, why there are no like Mark Fives. There are no Mark Fives because he hated that number, because of the association with Winston and the using of like the amount of thought that went into like every like statement that they made was just like absolutely insane, like insane levels of like psychological warfare. To make someone who's unstable, do you do it like a yes? So that's yeah. If anything, Pokemon Master Stance might be reference to yeah his victory pose. No, so it's just more of a like legs spread, like almost hard pose, but just always very spread to like make a V out of his legs. And it was very intentional. Like that's, I guess that's the kind of stuff that I find funny, because it was just them trolling him because they knew he was so fucking unpredictable and not like mentally stable. So they used stuff like that, like literal psychological warfare of just like stance, all kinds of things like that to just further push him over the edge, which worked, but unfortunately he was a complete insane person. So it's just like you don't really know which edge they're going to go over. So yeah, what I was saying was Gundam SD Battle Alliance. Very fun. It gets very frustrating when you're trying to fight like 10 different dudes. That's so goofy. Our war was fought by cartoon characters. I can't stress enough. That summarizes every war ever. That it's typically fought by cartoon characters. And by fault, I mean planned. The people in charge. Like, not the people who are actually in there and doing shit and like, you know, paying the price for other people's really stupid actions. But yeah, history repeats itself. Bum, 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 bum. And for some reason, giving everyone access to the internet and all the knowledge they could ever want to where they could learn didn't fix things. It just made everyone a lot more open to being really ignorant to people that they could normally not be ignorant to. That's just my thoughts. What a waste. What a waste of the internet. But yeah, so it's really difficult when you're playing a game and you already are like, man, I'm trying to stay focused. And it's hard to stay focused. And you're fighting like 10 dudes. And like during a period of like 2 minutes, like 3 anime characters pop up on the screen and scream something at you that you clearly know is a warning, but you don't understand it because you can't read because you're watching it. And also it's in a different language. That can be a little bit frustrating, and that's kind of why I had to stop playing. I was just like, I can't handle this. This is too much. This is an overload for me. A sensory overload on a scale that I had not been prepared for in a video game. So yeah, if you want to try life on hard mode, just only play games in other languages with subtitles. And you'll be like, man, this is a lot to try to figure out and take in all at once while I'm trying to play. But yeah, that's my 2 bits on there. Well, they input 99% garbage into our 1% of real information. That is true. That is true. Sometimes you just gotta hit the reset button. Connect me to Al Gore. I'm ready to shut off the internet. That is a reference to the best. Luckily, SRW is turn-based, and you have all the time. Okay, well, yeah, that is a huge difference. The fact that you're doing each muscle fiber individually is bonkers. Oh, thanks. I'm kind of bonkers. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh, the connect me to Al Gore, I'm ready to turn off the internet is one of the best prank phone calls I have ever heard in my life. And it was not on the pranker, it was on the person who was called. I mentioned him yesterday, but he was in a band called Ion. And now I'm pretty sure he's still in Fox Shazam. But prank phone called him, and he turned that shit around harder than I've ever seen anyone turn anything around in my entire life. And just pretty much just went really hard into just saying a bunch of real crazy stuff that we had nothing prepared for. And one of the best parts of the tangent was connect me to Al Gore. I'm already at potty.org. I'm ready to shut the internet off. And that is a scat porn website. Don't go there. But it was the first time I've ever been like, man, you could prank phone call somebody, and whoo boy, they could turn that shit around on you real quick. And that's how heroes are made. And the second best response to any of the prank phone calls that my friends made in childhood, and there are multiple, there's only a few. There's only a few of us that are still around, but can quote the voicemail that was left from heart because of the impact that it made. But I'm going to tell you right now. Got a call back. It went to the voicemail. Don't prank phone call people. We were children. This was 20-something years ago. But he said the following. I like the idea that you have to wade through scat porn to get to the off button on the internet. I can't stress enough. I've thought about that. I've thought about the actual art and the joke that he was telling with that a lot. And I don't think it was even remotely like unrelated. I think he legitimately was just like, yeah, I'll show you where you have to turn off the internet. It's in like one of the worst parts. But you got to go there, and that's when you get Al Gore on the phone, and he'll give you the code that you need to shut the internet off. That's what I pieced together out of that. But yeah, so the best response, other than that, which was just like a mind-altering kind of one, was someone called back, and they said the following on the voicemail, verbatim. Yeah, this is for the little boy who keeps calling my house. I'm going to tell you something, boy. You may think you got a can of whoop-ass, but I got a whole damn drum of it, boy. And it's coming for you. So do not call my house again, boy. Yeah. Just let that sink in right now. And you can imagine how funny that was. It was the worst way to handle it, but the funniest and most memorable. And we did not ever call him back. No, he was not Hulk Hogan. I'm not going to disclose his name, but they got a promo on you? I don't know. It was just amazing. Yeah, I was like, man, that is the wildest response. They cut a promo on you? I guess maybe they did. Maybe that's it. They were just promoting whoop-ass. That's good. Oh boy. Yeah, my friends really liked prank phone calls at the time. At Project Graduation, which is essentially like oh, hey, the day you graduate high school. I'm like, oh, a party instead of like going out and partying. It's a way to keep the kids safe and not drinking. Um, Project graduation. There were a bunch of games set up by the faculty, but if you went down an alley, like one of the hallways in the school, you would find my buddy Ed, and for I can't remember how many tickets, he would let you use his phone to prank phone call someone that was listed in his phone as some hard ass. And essentially, it was just some hard ass, and you would just call him, and like the moment he answered, you'd be like, "Fuck you," and he'd be like, "Fuck you," and it's just, that's it. Like it's just a guy that is always ready to argue about anything. And I think about that. That's pretty funny. That it's just like he just keeps that number in his phone. You never know when you might need it. Horrifying also. Now that's a good use of tickets. Yeah, I can't stress enough. All they needed was to drop this Saturday at the SummerSlam. I gotta say, I don't have much. I don't have much experience with the world of wrestling. The few experiences I have had were not the best, and I gotta say, the most disappointing one was some backyard wrestling thing that I saw, and they were getting ready to just jump on this dude from the high rope, and I was like, "Finish him!" And then like it was just so anticlimactic. It was not what I wanted. Also, I can't specify enough. Being the little chaos goblin that I am, I only experienced wrestling vicariously through our mutual friends. Yeah, that's it. Same. Like I wasn't really a thing that I ever was interested in, and the only reason that I was at one in particular was it was some thing that they were doing at like an amusement park, and we are like, well, we're already here, might as well go in and see some backyard wrestling and just chill for a minute. Which is very funny because it's just like you don't backyard wrestle in an amusement park. You do it in a backyard. Apparently not, though. That's how much I don't know about wrestling. I thought that you had to be in a backyard to quote unquote backyard wrestle. I'm thinking that's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, grief. Grief jokes. What should be a podcast about storytelling wrestling? It's nuts. Wrestling is an art. It's amazing. The blending of the characters in the real world isn't really done in any other storytelling medium. There was a Viking-looking dude who worked at our local game store for a while. He did some amateur wrestling for a local promotion. Apparently, their title belt was an Infinity Gauntlet situation. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I like when it goes, or it's just essentially it's just theater. It's just really bizarre theater, and I love that aspect of it. I think the moment when you step out of that and you're like, nah, man, this is real. It's just like, okay, well now it's just really silly that you think that. Uh, but also, I mean, I guess there's absolutely people that are like, nah, man, I only like real wrestling. Mm-hmm. Margot's all about wrestling and kicking. She likes kicking. That's like a cat thing, though. It's how they hunt. They would reset the storyline after the winner made a wish. I was collecting. That is so good. That is a level of just crazy. I love that so much. It's one of the most insane mediums. That's so good. Um, so my buddy Ed had a noise band that he was in that part of the concept was at a certain point in time, and this was again in the building that was like, it was condemned. It was not safe, not safe. And we did not put any thought, and by we I mean everyone who went in there did not put any thought into making it less unsafe. It was more of just a, yep, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that is so good, Possum. That is one of the that's one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time. Like that is a level of role play that is just I would never have guessed. That is wild. Yeah, part of their set, and I mean every time they played, they had, I don't remember the name, and it makes me sad. But part of the lore was there was this being from beyond the stars that was coming, and they had to stop it. And one of the members of the band was humanity's champion. And pretty much the way this manifested was they would lower a trash can from the ceiling that had like googly eyes and shit on it, and he would fight it. He would fight it with these, I don't remember what they were made of, but they were these giant gauntlets. And he just would punch the shit out of this metal trash can and like destroy his hands. Just like you can't just be punching like steel trash cans, even with the gauntlets, and walk away fine. But that is a very fun memory that I have. It's just like, man, I remember when that guy saved our species by fighting that trash can that came out of the ceiling. Good times. And when I say noise band, it's like a absolutely more very drone like, but way more just noise. Just noise. Uh, Definitely gets old pretty quick. Oh my god, that's better than any modern art. Yeah, I'm very happy to say that I saw that in a venue that I missed playing with the Avett brothers in by like a week because we just were terrible at the amount of bands. I can't stress enough the amount of bands that I've had the ability to play with, and just due to my own inability and my friends' inabilities to check our email, we have missed out on like things that like, man, that would be something I'd be really excited to say I've done. But yeah, oh, that reminds me of a show by this band that had to fight a Dr. Wily looking. At one point, he came out in a mech suit, and the drummer snuck behind him and tinkered with the power box and started shooting little pyrox. Okay, right. Yeah, I feel like I could be oversaturated by that level of absurdity all the time. Oh, I can't stress enough. I saw them fight. I saw him fight the Earth Champion. I saw Earth Champion fight the creature from beyond the stars, and that was enough. I would never be like, yeah, I'd go back and have to be in that room with just pure noise because it's too much. They ended the show by shooting a roll of toilet paper via a leaf blower made to look like a laser at a one-eyed inflatable. That's so good, dude. I love performance art. It gets me so pumped. I love to see it. I also really love to see it when you don't know it's coming. That's the best. So yeah, wrestling, a noise band show, like when it just pops out and you're just like, oh shit, this is like some interpretive stuff. This is wild. What the hell did I sign up for? Hell yeah. And they rip the eye out of the monster and it deflated and they toss it out into the crowd. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. On that note, I've got to pee. So I will be right back. I'm going to take off this mic. It's 9:05, baby. BRB. And we're back. Scooch this guy over here. Okay. So right there. I really wish I could figure out what that is and why it's been stuck in my head for years. Who are you people? Cleveland, I hear you over there doing crazy noises. What are you doing? Don't do it. Don't be crazy. Please. Cleveland's like, I do what I want. They're lucky I'm not printing more hair, clothes, and legs. Now that I don't know what I would do. If Cleveland just was just like, I'm going to start printing my own limbs, I would not be okay with that. That's where I'd be like, okay, this is... I got to think about that. Hair, that's fine. Man, the belt being like an infinity gauntlet. They make a wish and it resets. That is so wild. I love that. I love that so much. That's really good. It's almost like I forgot that I should have been using tweezers to do all this because they don't really get stuck like my skin does. Right there. All right, glue. Come here. Okay. Yeah, I love every bit of all of that. All those wrestling stories were amazing. Backyard wrestling. When I worked a long time ago, one of our coworkers made a flyer for backyard wrestling, and they photoshopped one of our coworkers into it, and that was one of the funniest pictures. because it really looked real, and it took a second to like, wait a minute, do I know that guy? Come on. We might need to cut that off. There's just too much weight. I think that might be what's happening. It's pulling it down, causing the glue to not stick as easily. Mowgli, good morning. I'm watching you while at work. Welcome. Hi, friend. Good morning. Good to have you here. Hopefully you're having a good day at work. I am the one who takes your workers and turns them against you. Now they're watching me. Hee hee. We are workers united. We will tear down the establishment. Mr. Krabs is in there. Standing at the concession, plotting your oppression. The jingle bells just keep jingling. Oh, those jingle bells, they just keep jingling. Always a good day. Hell yeah. Oh, please use my workplace. The smiles incredibly. I'm not trying to jazz you up. It's just really amazing what you're doing here. Well, thank you. Also, I am sleepy. Sorry if I'm low energy. I guess I did not sleep well last night, which is weird because I don't remember not sleeping well. Typically, I know when I'm like, man, I slept like shit. But not today. For some reason, I'm just like, why am I so sleepy? And thank you. I'm really excited about it. For a minute there, I did not know where to go because the legs threw me for a loop, and I'm still not sure how happy I am with them. I think they might need to come out a little bit further. But they're also supposed to be, it's supposed to look wrong. So I'm just like, do I want to make it look right? Because it's not supposed to. Also, yeah, that's not really helping at all. Get on there. Come on, peanut jar. Help me do something that you're not made to do at all. Work with me. Okay. Come on. Get in there. Wow. Wow. You just needed a thread of the zip kicker and you're like, all right, fine, I don't want any of that. That's what I thought, grief. Is this? No, that's good. Like, for real, I feel like I could take a nap right now. And I don't nap. That's what's weird. I never took a nap in my life. That's a lie. I don't normally take naps, though, because it's just hard to take naps sometimes. Oop, that one's already been glued. And then you end up just laying there being like, I wish I could take a nap. I'm sleepy, but I can't. Man, I love those jingle bells. Every time I bump this model and just jingle, it's like, that's fun. Grief jokes. Throw a banana peel and then walk across it. Grief jokes. Glue in all my Barbie hair. Gluing it all right there on the ribs. Nap feels like I'm wasting time. That's it. Like, I feel like if I take a nap, I'm just like, man, I'm wasting time. I'm going to sleep anyway later. That, you nailed it. That is absolutely, I think, my issue with naps. Is I'm just like, man, I don't have it in me to give up time. I feel like I'm constantly like fighting to not lose time. So I think that's definitely why I'm just like, man, naps. I feel like I should be up doing something. Always something in my head that I'm like, should be spending that time doing this, which means that I don't get to enjoy the nap, which is like counterproductive. So then it really truly does become like a waste of time. So it's just like, man, oh no, okay, thank goodness. Almost got that glued to my hand. That would have been crazy. Would have been crazy. Enjoy time, it's time not wasted. That is true. Very true. Very, very, very true. So yeah, when I'm just like, I'm already feeling anxious because I can't go to sleep during my nap. Time to get up, do something I enjoy, because that's not wasting time. But then I'm still sleepy. It's a never-ending cycle. Thus is life. Yeah, there we go. Get a big old chunk of hair glued in there. And now another one. Wham. Come on, glue. Don't be like that. Are you just closed? Am I going to open this and you're going to like bust out everywhere? Or are you empty? You're, yeah, okay, not empty. You got me. You tricked me. You're funny, glue. Not funny at all. Traumatizing, actually. Now I'm going to be covered in glue and Barbie hair. This was something I was trying to avoid. And sometimes your glue's just like, not today, bro. Not today. Oh my gosh, come on, quit sticking my hands. 1, 2, I'm not gonna do all of them like that. Shout out to Sesame Street. Be the count. That's how the count counts. For those of you who do not know. Margot's a really big fan of Big Bird. Really likes old Big Bird. I am very partial. I like Grover a lot. He doesn't take anyone's shit. He tells it how it is. He's just in a trash can. I feel a kinship with Grover of just living in the trash. Clearly. Oscar. Oscar. Who's Grover? Grover doesn't live in the trash. I'm so sorry, Grover. I didn't mean, that's not a diss at all. I meant that as praise. But that's Oscar. You're right. Thank you. It's been too long, too long. Don't tell Margot. She'll be very upset that I mislabeled one of Tim Henson's Muppets. That's also a key joke in our household, that Margot does not understand that Tim Henson of Polyphia and Jim Henson of the Muppets are two different people. In her lore, that is, they are one and the same. Oh man, I love Polyphia and I love all the puppets they make. They're very multi-talented. That's what Margot says all the time. Says it all the time. Yeah, that's. I get it. I get it. Sometimes you're just like, they're good. Oscar the Grouch. Alrighty. Come on. I need to call Mattel. Their Barbie hair does not stick as well as it should. I got a couple things I could tell them. Give them a piece of my mind. I tried gluing your Barbie hair on my crazy awful thing and it didn't stick well at all. What kind of business are y'all running? Arg. Then I become a pirate at the end of the call. Maybe? Here? Nope. There we go. Well, we're almost done with this side as well. That's fun. Oh. Almost good. Did I click that? That was not intentional. The OOP. Oop. Yeah, man. I don't remember doing that. Probably because I forgot to take my medicine today. So that's literally what I just did. That's why I'm sleepy. Because my brain is just like, hey dude, you want to do anything else that doesn't involve thinking or like my functions? Yeah, so that explains. I'm guessing it's because I woke up and I came right downstairs. That'll do it. I was just too excited to work on that little hammer. Man, now I'm covered in super glue. We're gonna have to punch a little hole in here. Welcome back. Thank you. Sorry, hopefully I did not have the BRB screen up for too long. There's all the glue. Come on. Who you kidding? Acting like there's no more glue left, just so you can trick me into trying to open it and getting glue all over my hands. Well, we're down at the bottom, so now we can use these. Seriously, I really don't want to get glue all over my hands. I'm gonna need you to stop. Come on, glue. Quit working against me. We're in this together with grief. This is a team thing. There we go. Team building exercise. Blue and Barbie hair to creepy model. Super glue, come on. Don't fail me now. Snip, snap. All right. So locked in on the hammer. I was too locked in on the hammer. I don't fuck around with mirrors, and I was too locked in on the hammer. Forever. Forever locked in on the hammer. Put a pin in it. I did. That was actually the resolution is needed more pins. I did not want to mess around with super glue. I'm gonna need you to calm down over here. Seriously? You're just bubbling and shit? What are you doing? Can't handle it no more. Yeah, I was just too stoked to work on that little hammer and try to fix the things that I was thinking about while I was laying there waking up initially. I was just too locked in on the hammer. Not Daryl Isaacs. I can't stress enough. It's the same thing that we were talking about with like that backyard wrestling. I love anyone who makes a commercial or anything that they're like, I'm gonna go full bore, just crazy. And that's what I'm putting out into the world. And people will find me from that. It's just like, I'm here for that. And he is the local attorney that had a Super Bowl commercial where he jumped off of a skyscraper. It was like a 5-minute opus. It's nuts. But he jumped off a skyscraper, and then a mech shows up, and he gets in the mech, and then the mech grabs a hammer that falls from the heavens, and he starts fighting this giant monster, and it's just like, this is a commercial for an attorney. That is so, so wild. And I love to see it. I love to see just more just insanity put into the world. But like, with no negative intention, it's just like, yeah, he was like, I'm going to make a dope commercial. So people are like, I want that to be my attorney. And I gotta say, he's definitely the first person that comes to mind that I don't personally know that is an attorney. So that's good marketing on his part. Disbay, let me help you sell stuff. I got a lot of good ideas, and I know how to get people's attention. I've learned from the best. I can't even say that with a straight face. I also just realized I never showed the model kit that I picked up off my shelf to bring over here. But this house is called Disney World. What? That's wild. I got the Ohio local attorney lore from the Ohio crew at a Nice Fest. That's good. So I have been wanting to put this together for a hot minute. But it is a garage kit style of the saucer from my favorite film, which is The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. And I've not started on it because I've got to put lights in it and everything like that, you know. So it's going to be a long process. But I've been excited to build that, and it's been on the shelf for a hot minute. The moment you start putting lights in things, it's just like, oh boy, you got to decide up front if you're going to go this kind of crazy with it, because then it becomes an exponentially insane build. Doing hyper detailing on top of also wiring stuff is why the perfect grade unit 1 is still not done, because it's just like, that is so much work that it's just really easy to start chasing your bliss doing something else, which I do recommend. If there's something else that you're like, man, I really want to work on something else right now, the key thing is to go back. That's the key part. I like to have multiple projects going currently at all times, pretty much, which commissions have absolutely helped. Fuck, this super glue sucks. Okay, come on, man. Yeah, man, that was so much super glue that just came out. Very good argument for a super glue applicator, which I do have coming, so I can review that, but that would be a good reason for one of those, so you don't get all the super glue all over Grief. Grief hates that. He hates being covered in super glue unnecessarily. And no one wants to make Grief upset. And he has a billboard that just says eyes and everyone knows it. That wins. That beats. Yeah, okay. Well, now I know where Daryl Isaacs gets his like insaneness from, because that is next level shit. I love that. Be so well known. I mean, that's kind of like my MO. It's like, oh yeah, no, I know that guy. He makes real crazy stuff, like real messed up crazy stuff. Like, people will remember that. People will remember the psychopath that just puts his eyes staring at you on a billboard with no text. That is so good. Man, what a good billboard. The amount of ideas that I've had over the years for, like, if I just had a billboard. If I just had a billboard and I could just throw things up into the world, oh boy, I can't stress enough. One of them would just be Theo. It would just be my son. I'm absolutely one of those kinds of people that's like, yeah, I'm going to go put up some signs around the neighborhood that just say, have you seen this cat? Have you seen my son? He's awesome. Look at him. And I feel like the best way to do that would be a billboard. Another thing that I've always really wanted to do is to, and this is not okay, I would not ever do this, but anytime like elections roll around, like local elections, to just put a picture of one of my friends on a billboard saying that they're running for something, and just see how many people vote for them. No context. It's just like picture, name, and what they're running for, hypothetically. I think that's fun. Incidentally, the coworker that I worked with, when I get rich, I won't tell anyone, but there will be signs. Absolutely. I can't stress enough. If you're ever wondering, like, man, how can you tell if someone's a good person? It's like, well, if I had all the money that I didn't know what to do with, I wouldn't do anything bad with it. I mean, I would help people. I would do good things, but also there's going to be a lot of chaos, just madness everywhere you look. You would know it's me. It's like, yeah, I got to tell you, there's a stretch when you're going through central Kentucky that's just wild. There's just like 50 signs of this one cat, and he is very handsome. I'll say that. Very handsome looking cat. Uh, his name's Theo, and that's all I know because that's all the signs say. Uh, and that's the kind of world I want to make. A better tomorrow, a brighter tomorrow. One that you just see my beautiful son up on billboards and you're like, I wonder what that's for. It's not an ad. It's not an ad for anything. I just am trying to make your day a little bit better. And life a little more whimsical. A weird kind of whimsy. A kind of whimsy like... Man, okay, I'm not going to go that far. I was gonna say like a mix between Bill Nye, Bob Ross, and the, like the part of Ed Gein where he just wants to make stuff out of dead stuff. None of the other stuff. You're just like, oh God. Not out of people. Can't stress that enough. Mainly just putting dead animal teeth in my little models. That's about the extent that I go on that. Super Bowl commercial. Like that new Grimsicle stuff. Man, I really like that new Grimsicle stuff. Super Bowl commercial with the picture of your son for 5 uninterrupted minutes. That, yeah, right there. Just him staring at the camera, just like, what a handsome little fluffy guy. And then you're like, wow, this is a long ad. And just silence. I would want it to just be silence. That'd be really good. Man, it is already 9:42. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun, Grief? Grief jokes. Get in there. You get off there. Why is there even super glue on that part still? What the heck are you doing, super glue? You're trying to make me look bad. Ooga booga booga. There you go. Had to get it out. It was there. Uncomfortably long. Yeah, to where like even people who are like, man, I really like where this is going, is like, I think he should have stopped at a minute. I get the art of it, but this is a bit excessive. And the expense would be bananas. It would be so expensive to put a commercial of Theodore, like primetime Super Bowl slot, just Theo staring at the camera, 5 minutes, dead silence. That's art, baby. Grief. Do the thing. Come on. Don't make me beg, please. Man, okay. Well, we definitely made some progress today. I feel good about this. I felt like I did not make much progress yesterday on stream, and I did talk a lot though. but I think it was a good talk. It definitely helped me form a lot of opinions on how to explain and how to talk to people about adding narrative in their games and how to touch on difficult subjects in gaming, which we should. And I also wanted to further say that I don't want to make anyone feel not safe. I want to make everybody feel uncomfortable. Like, period. Because if you're uncomfortable, that means that you're experiencing something new and different that you're not familiar with. And that means that you have to think about it. You have to grow a little bit. And that is really the core of like everything that I do, is to make you think. And by putting in the time to really make sure that what I am trying to make you think about is presented in the exact way that I want, with no compromises. That's the only way that I know that I can ensure that you're thinking about what I'm wanting you to, at least how I was trying to present it. And I think that is absolutely how you should handle difficult situations with storytelling. Yeah, no, you're good. It was a great conversation. And it really, I enjoy thinking. I can't stress that enough. I love having to think and having to figure out how to best put forth an answer to a question that I do think I know the answer to. I just haven't thought about it. Sam and I talk about that all the time. I really need somebody to pose the questions because I don't think about them. So I absolutely don't want you all to think, oh man, he absolutely has to rely on us to steer everything where it goes. Like, I can talk about anything. As far as like actually giving you all the questions that you need answers to, as far as the gaming and the hobby world, I don't know what they are because it's so, I don't think about them anymore. But certain things I do, and that's the ones that I try to bring up. But I absolutely, anytime you want to derail me about whatever I'm yapping about, to like actually talk about something to help you with the hobby or to answer questions about how I do what I do, I love that. I love any excuse to yap about something that I love more than anything. So thank you. And you did not derail. It's what we're here for. And the bullshit. That's a reference to the little jingle. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, what is in between there that this will not close? Is it super glue? Oh, that's irony if I've ever seen it. Super glue is not sticking on grief, but it's all over my needle nose pliers. Come on. Super glue just wants to be difficult today. And it's all over the plier handle. That's good. Possum's Heavy Question Corner will return. Don't you worry. I like Possum's Heavy Question Corner a lot. I love a good, hey, let's talk about heavy shit. Because there's also, it's very hard to like be like, hey, I'm going to talk about this today. And not be sure if anyone's ready to get into a heavy. Because it's rough. That's why it's heavy. Hey. Right, Grief? I'm doing my damnedest to make sure I don't cut myself. But that is really on there. Luckily, it's very hard with super glue, so I can just shave off after I make that cut, though. But doing that initial cut, a little scary, not gonna lie. There we go. Get your hair off of my sternum, super glue. Alrighty. Snip. Snip. Whole lot of hair, whole lot of hair. No, I did not match that entirely, the other side. That's okay. That's gonna bother me until I fix it, so let's fix it. The jingling bells. Oh boy. Oh, good grief. But oh, bad grief. Get in there. Come on. Right there. Alrighty. Bottom bump. Does that look better? It does. Yeah. Now we just have. And my super glue has now stuck my tweezers to my shorts. Nice, nice. Now we're just going to go down. Bring it around town. And then we do this. This and that, and this and that, and this and that, and then. Yep. Sorry, not trying to be nonverbal here. I'm just trying to make sure I get this where it's supposed to go. Yep, just like that. And then over here. it in there. Yep. Looks good, looks good. That's okay. A little bit of exposed ribs is going to be fine. In fact, kind of what we want. So I don't need to worry about entirely covering up all the ribs. Just enough to show that there's ribs under there. A big part of this and working on stuff like this is figuring out the process and the time in which to do it. Knowing how I'm going to have to paint certain parts. And also how other parts will kind of go over top of each other, the layering. Every time these little bells get me, it's so silly. Hell yeah. Just a little bit more super glue right there. We've almost got this side done too. That's a lot of good progress today. Right there maybe? Yep, up around there. This hair came a little separated. We want to glue that together. Get those strands back together. So we can put them down here. Yahar. All right, got 2 more pieces, which is pretty much spot on time-wise, so. Yep, right there. Yeah, there we go. Almost. He almost got away from his grief. But I caught you. Tee-hee. Alrighty. I'm pretty pleased with today's progress. Hopefully you guys are as well. That's looking pretty sick. A little bit of a back view. Show all the muscle, the sinew we put on there today. And a little front view to show how it kind of meets down in the front. Pick it up, get a little bit closer for you. It's gonna look really good, especially once we get to painting. And from here down is pretty much going to be skin. And I might start working on that Monday, but no, thank you. I'm very, very, very pleased with how it's going so far. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna stop there and figure out where to go next from here so we can pick back up on that on Monday. But thank you guys so much. Thank you all for hanging out and keeping me company this morning, putting up with my sleepiness. Mowgli, Possum, Sam, hell yeah. Glad to have you. Yeah, Mowgli, Possum, Sam. Is that everybody? DC. I want to include everybody, make sure. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hopping in chat, keeping me company on working on this today. As always, be good to yourselves and to each other. Your time means the most to me because, again, I can't stress that enough. You take anything away from this, your time is your most valuable commodity. So make sure that you are doing what you want to do and what makes you happy with your life. So there we go. I had to get that glued in there. Yep. Take care. Sit pretty. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. Thank you all again. Bye, friends.